Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, and thank you for tuning back into St. Andrew TV, a cure for your Monday blues. I am your host, Andrew, and today we are going over another installment of my Wild West hat collection. It does seem like it grows a couple hats a week at this point, and I'd like to keep you updated with now different shapes and different colors. So let's get right into it. We will start with the work in progress hat first because I did pick this one up at an antiques mall for $20, and this is 3X beaver fur felt, which is pretty decent for $20. I do not have a manufacturer on this one, but I do know that it looked more like a military slouch hat that would be in the early 1890s to the early 1900s. And I can show a picture of it right here, I'm assuming. Now, I did morph this into a 4-inch crown over some piping hot steam, and it has a 3-inch natural edge brim that accompanies that. It has that beautiful silk lining, and as you can see, it is 3X beaver as telling you on the top here. This also comes with a 1/2-inch grosgrain ribbon and some slots in the hat where I'm supposing a drawstring should go. And in the front here, I'm assuming that is a ventilation hole or for a pin to establish rank of some regard. However, I made it into a telescopic crown and I added this beautiful duck feather to give it a little bit more flamboyancy with a custom-made hat. I just wanted a nice navy blue hat to add to my collection because I don't have a navy blue fur felt hat, and I thought for $20, what could it hurt? Speaking of projects, this is the hat that you saw in last episode, but it does have a little bit different of a shape. The brim and the crown remain the same in terms of dimensions. This is a 4-inch natural edge brim with a 4.5-inch crown. However, I did turn it into a teardrop shape with some very minor dents up front, and the brim is more natural and it kind of falls into place. That was the idea, at least. This is a hat from Bailey and it is 5X beaver fur felt and in a very, very nice silver belly color, I do believe. That also comes with an 1.5-inch grosgrain ribbon, which looks very beautiful, but this is just the updated version of what this hat that I also got at an antiques mall looks like. I think this is in its final form. I don't think I'm going to do much more to this. It is a beautiful hat that I have crafted and made into a more desired shape that fits my eye. And in these hot Arizona summers, the lack of color is much appreciated because you don't start sweating profusely with that 115-degree summer. Now here is the second hat that is new to my collection since the last video. And this is a Resto, just typical cowboy hat. This has a 6-inch cattleman crease crown with a 4-inch natural brim, and it is actually 4X beaver fur felt. It comes with this very shiny band here. I'm not really sure. A lot of what this hat consists of will be changed, and you will probably see it in an upcoming video. I don't much care for the cattleman crease. It is not my forte. It's okay if it's yours, but it's not my style. However, this was another antiques mall find, and I had to bring it home because it is a black hat. Again, going back to the Arizona summers, this is the most ideal for summertime. However, if I can craft this into a hat that more fits my style, then I got another hat for a heavily discounted price. This is more of a modern cowboy look. But I actually did wear this to a couple football games that I attended this year, including the Fiesta Bowl. Go Ducks. Now, I did save the best for last, and this little guy right here will probably be worthy of an individual video in of itself, but this is an authentic 1920s top hat, and given I know that a lot of you are going to say, well, the 1920s isn't Victorian era. Well, the ones I just showed you were made far later than the 1920s. This is why this one kind of stands out. This comes with a 6-inch flat top crown and a 2 1/4 inch pencil curled brim that also has a bound edge. This also comes with another 1.5 inch grosgrain ribbon. I'm going to be very gentle with it because this is a relic at this point, but there is the inside. You can see that it is made out of beaver fur felt. Of the quality of the beaver fur felt, my guess with how soft and silky it is, it's north of 20, I would have to say, but the aging definitely has taken a turn on it. Like I said, a deeper dive with an individual video will be more than appropriate for this right here. But believe it or not, this is another hat that I found actually at a garage sale for a fraction of the cost of what it's actually worth. And this is just an absolutely beautiful representation of what life looked like in terms of fashion over 130 years ago at this point, in proximity to the Victorian era, not the 1920s. But this is a top hat, and it is black in color, and you can tell in its heyday it was a very, very fine choice for headwear. And this is probably the crown jewel of this video because it is authentic and it is over 100 years old to my knowledge. But like I said 2 times earlier, that an individual video will probably need to be done on the top hat itself. It means I have a pretty good basis of what to go on in terms of this kind of headwear. And that is my collection of Wild West hats part 3. Now, the hats you just saw in a retail store that you were paying the premium price for it at top dollar would have cost you over $1,000, but I did the quick math and I spent around $160 for all 4 hats that you saw. So an average of $40 a hat, which is give or take about a 90% discount. My best advice to anybody, because I see a lot of comments about where I get my headwear, is if you go to an antiques mall, if you go to a garage sale, look at the hat's quality. You know, if it's beaver fur felt, that's a green light, and all you need to do is find a color and size that match you, and you are off to the races. All you need to do is just put a little steam on it. 2 things in this life never die, and that's wood and that's fur. And then you can go buck wild with whatever shape you so do prefer. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed today's video, or leave me a comment stating what you liked, or tell me what I should do next. I have a Patreon that has been opened up for a few months now. I take great pride in being community funded and community funded only. You will never see sponsorships or ads on these videos, so you know that it is never influenced in any direction, keeping it homegrown and grassrooted. But that is not to say to feel any obligation to donate to the Patreon, only if your means allow you to do so. The content on YouTube will forever remain free. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed as of late, but for those of you who have come across this video because you like Wild West styles, maybe you just wanted to see the new haul of hats that I've gotten in the last couple months. Or maybe you're seeing the sign behind me and thinking, hey, it's about time for another episode of St. Andrew's Wild Midwest. Please think about hitting that subscribe button because you're a daisy if you do.